Okay, go.
I pressed the 50.
All right, I'm Tim. Welcome to my first ever podcast. I've never done one like this before, but we're going to see what happens. Part of Level Up Lean. And today I have my first ever guest as well, James Webb. I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
Okay, I got you.
And just go for it.
All right, guys. So yeah, I'm James Webb. I'm a professional mixed martial arts fighter. We're running the podcast at the moment in my business in Colchester. We're at Ultra Performance and Recovery. We have Flotation Therapy Essex here and the Combat Institute upstairs, which obviously I'm the head coach at. And yeah, I've known Tim for a while, so I was more than happy to jump on and have a lovely conversation with him.
Yeah. And the reason I'm doing this, I know we've spoken only a little bit, but I seem to think, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's probably some carryovers between what you do and what I do and what the people that come to us want, in a sense. Very different, but at the same time, there's a lot of carryovers. But let's go right back to the start, because I don't know. I know you-ish, but I want to find out, how did you get started in this? I have no idea. How do you even start in this?
How do you even start in this? You don't. So when it got to Colchester, that's when it started.
What came?
Mixed martial arts. Mixed martial arts. So for myself, I just spent a lot of time as a kid playing football, as the normal stuff, you know.
I've heard you were pretty handy on the pitch.
Well, it depends who you're talking to. It wasn't a gas.
Yeah, I heard. I spoke to someone yesterday. They're like, "What? James Webb was at gas?" And I was like, "I think so."
Yeah, it was years ago.
Yeah.
I started playing for them when I was 15. I played for Colchester until I was 14, got released, and that like broke my heart. So I hated football, and then I went and played some under like fucking club level football, and then just joined the men's team about 15. I think me and my friend joined, and then I stopped playing when I started this basically. I started boxing a little bit when I was about 13, 14, but that was not to be a boxer. That was to learn how to throw some punches, because me and my friends used to get beat up. So we'd always be, I suppose we're all nice kids, but we were like kids that just wanted to play football around the road, fucking play manhunt, you know.
Not ginger.
Yeah, not ginger. We used to, you know, there'd be kids from other areas come over, nick your ball, beat you up a little bit. So we all yeah, exactly. So we started to go down to Leisure World when we were about 13, 14, just a few of my school friends, you know, we're all still friends now. So we started going boxing, and that sort of sparked my interest. So when we started boxing, I actually started going to the arena gym as well.
Oh yeah.
So it's old school, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
so used to go there when I was about 13, 14. Fuck knows how to let us in there, but we used to go there, train, and that was really my first realisation that that's what I want to do. Yeah. I remember like my mum buying me a bucket of protein from the arena, and my mum, like, obviously them telling me like, you know, like it's quite bitter, you know, doing this, and I was like, yeah, I'm all in. And my mum asking questions like, is this legal? Should you be doing this? You know what I mean?
When I started taking protein, my dad thought it was steroids.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And, but that was my realisation then, that I wanted to be involved in some sort of athletic or some sport or whatever. I just knew that I needed to train. So yeah, obviously I went into, like, left school, went and worked with my dad. Like, he had a business, so I worked with him for a bit. Fucking hated him at the time, because it's a family thing, you know. So you just clash, and all I ever wanted to do was just train. So pretty much, like, as soon as the opportunity come to full-time train, I think I just did it. So I think about 21, I sacked work off completely and full-time trained. Started my own, like, James Webb MMA in 2012. Didn't have any PTs. Like, 11 years ago I had no PTs, you know, like fucking struggling to make 20 quid a week. But I knew that that's what I needed to do and what I needed to go for, you know. So yeah, like it's been a long road, but I look back, I'm very grateful for how things have turned out. I'm very grateful for everything that's happened as a kid, going to a teenager, into a young adolescent, into an adult, now into a fucking grown man, where like I can see what shaped me and why I'm here, and fucking even how we're here now talking. We're here now because we're in the fucking gym training like motherfuckers, you know. So,
did you get into it quite late then? Is that classed as quite late in this?
Nah, not really. No,
No.
I mean, I suppose you could say yes and no, because you've got kids now. Like I've got teens that are coming through at 15. You know, I've got a couple of teens at 15, 16. And that's probably the perfect age.
Okay, yeah.
But then it's not. So the problem is, like, you know, the problem is, especially with the sport how it is, there's no contracts. It's like you playing for a team at 16, 17, 18, you're signed to a contract, you're training every day.
Yeah.
There's nothing really like that with the sport at the moment. So like all the guys, you could have a guy, he could be pro, 17, 18, and he can just fuck that up himself because he wants to go out on the piss and he wants to have a girlfriend, he wants to do this and that. You know, there's no structure to it still. There's no team just yet. And I'm hoping that sort of changes in the future, where like there's a bit more support for like athletes coming through, especially with MMA, but because it's very new still. Do you know what I mean? Like,
massively. Because I don't really know anything about it. And recently I wouldn't say taking an interest in boxing, but a little bit more of an interest. And you hear people say like, good boxers have been doing it their whole life.
Yeah.
So I just sort of assume that that's something you've grown up with.
No, so it's such a weird one with MMA. I had a guy today come and ask me. He's like 38. He's physical. He's trained for a while. He's done a lot. And he said, "Am I too old to fight?" And I sort of laughed and I said, "Not really. Well, you could be if you want to say you are. Like, I think if you determine you're too old, you're too old. If you can get the training, you're not."
If you believe in it.
Glover Teixeira won a light heavyweight title at 44. Do you know what I mean? Like, you look at most of the guys in the UFC now, you look at most of the champions, mid-30s, late 30s. Because it's one of them sports, same as marathon running. You build it. Like, mixed martial arts is mixed. So, like, boxing, you're in one sport. And you get, especially, like, lighter divisions, they've got a time frame on them because speed and reflex are your first things to go. The bigger you are, the longer you get going. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With MMA, though, you build it. It's more actually like the younger guys aren't as good. You build your skill set. Your wrestling gets better. Man strength. Your endurance gets better. Do you know what I mean? As you get older, now when you get into your 40s, obviously it does dip. But I feel like where I'm at now, I'm 33 now. I feel like I'm still learning, but I'm getting better.
See, that's the thing that I've heard with like BJJ, is it?
Yeah, BJJ. Yeah,
part of it.
Yeah.
Right? It takes people years and years to get to certain standards.
Yeah, years.
So you sort of learn your craft.
So you learn your craft and you continuously learn.
Right. Okay.
So for me, I know when I'm gonna retire. I know that in my head.
Really?
Yeah, I know when I'm looking to go.
An age on it?
Yeah, 100%. Not even an age. I've got a timeline on it when I want to be done.
From
do you know what I mean?
Professional fighting.
Professional fighting done.
When's that?
38.
Really?
That's me done. Yeah.
Why's
That's when because at that point then I'll be looking at fucking like, you know, you're talking probably then 15 years of taking shots. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's 15 years of fighting, like competitive fighting, not
putting your body through.
Like you're talking 15 years of fighting, but you're talking many more years on top of head damage. And so for me, 38 is when I want to say I'm out. Okay. So I've still got 5 years, and again, I want to be able to leave on my own terms. I don't want to be. You get guys that they don't want to let go of the sport, and they go on like these skids where they just lose the last 6-7 of their career, and they get known. They leave the sport known for the last 6-7 fights. Where I'd rather be able to, like, for me, the ultimate aim for me is the UFC. Like every.
That was going to be my question. I was like, within that time frame, then what is the?
Well, I'm hoping this year. Like I haven't really. This isn't coming out today. Obviously, I've got something for July, which is big, and then before that, my manager's actually he's got me on the radar with the UFC. So I've had previously I've had a couple of contracts with them nearly, and they're a couple of losses that I've had.
Has that always been the ultimate goal?
Yeah, and I've been there twice. I'm always like third time lucky. It has to be.
Yeah.
And this year feels like it's the year.
Does it?
It does, man. Everything feels right in my life. Like the 2 times I've had it before, obviously I was a champion, and then I had a contract. I lost my belt. I built myself back up. I went and won 2 fights again against high-level guys, beating a guy who was just come out of the UFC, and then I had myself another contract, and I went and lost again. So I'm hoping that this will be it. But I also now have a manager that has he's a very good relationship with the UFC. So they would have known me previously, and he's put me back on the radar. And so what I've heard is you're pretty much there for anything short notice at the moment, middleweight. If that doesn't materialise, obviously I've got something in June which is pretty big, which will send me 100%. And to me, Tim, if I don't get there, I'll be gutted, because I look at it like deal or no deal. And for me, like everything is on every box I've fucking chose.
It's led to that.
It's got it. And I've just got this fucking one box there that I can't unlock yet.
Yeah,
it's just there. And once it's unlocked, I'm saying I'm done at 38. If I went into the UFC tomorrow, fought, and didn't go the way it went, I'd say, see you later. Like, I'm not about, like, they talk about, you want to get some money out of sport. I don't think that's me. Like, I don't want to call myself a prize fighter. Maybe I sound like an idiot. I mean, I want to fight in the ultimate promotion in the world. And then as far as I'm concerned, like that's my legacy.
Yeah.
Done. History.
You've made
History's
it for you
made.
then.
Do you know what I mean? And I've done, yeah. And then I can sit back and go into coaching then. Do you know what I mean? And coach the next generation. Because like I said, I know for a fact there's guys going into the UFC that are in this gym right now.
Really?
I know that for a fact. Yeah.
That's
like
so cool.
there's guys that I'm looking at now where I'm putting myself against them and thinking, okay, well you're 15 and you're better than I was at 20.
Yeah.
Okay, you're 17, you're better than I was at 20. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm like,
that's cool.
You're
to be
going to
able to
surpass
like
me.
help nurture that as well.
100%, and it's great to see. Not even if they don't want to fight. I don't even care if they don't want to fight. It's nice being able to like make men out of them. Do you know what I mean? Like there's two kids in here, and you probably know what I'm talking about. You've got Ryder and Harry. They ain't kids. They're not. They stand like they're men. They stand there like this. There'd be two kids at school that you wouldn't want to mess with, you know.
Yeah.
But they're nice as pie. You know, nicest kids in the world.
I feel like this is
But
something that
killers.
I probably needed as a youngster. You won't know this, but I was actually South East Essex judo silver medalist at 12 years
That's
old.
fucking phenomenal.
So I've definitely got it in me.
100%.
But no, I feel like I need this because I was kind of similar to you. I was in a couple of academies football-wise, and then got told I was too small and not strong enough and stuff.
Yeah.
Which at the time it was true, but I hated football after that for a while.
Yeah, you do.
Which
You hate
got
it.
me into the gym.
Do you know
So
what I mean?
that's why I started doing what I'm doing. But I was so unconfident in myself that I needed something like this probably.
Yeah.
And that only came later on in my life when I worked like in hospitality and I was forced to speak to people.
Yeah,
because I'd walk around like this.
Yeah.
And not many people know me now for being like that.
No.
But it's not in my nature to be
Outgoing.
like that. Yeah, not
talkative.
at all.
Yeah. No.
But I'd love to have done like this sort of stuff at a young age.
Tim, I think even I can attest to that. Like, I think even as a teenager growing up, I wouldn't have been that confident. I do think the sport does it to you, but not even because you're fighting. I just think it's because it's real. You get humbled. So like I remember doing my first jiu-jitsu class and some woman beating the shit out of me, and I'd have been, I think I was like 20 jiu-jitsu, and this like middle-aged 40-odd-year-old fucking ragdolling me, and you're 19, you're like, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so that was like, it started to humble me, and then from the humbling, I think you realise who you are. Do you know what I mean? Like it takes a while from that, but like the ego gets smashed out of you, and then I don't know. This sport definitely changed my life for the better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It made me I wouldn't say a better person, but yeah, it did make me a better person. I think. Do you know
what's
what I mean?
that like then when you say when you got beaten up by this woman? When you get to where you have now, like professional wise, and then those two fights where you were close to UFC, is that right?
Yeah.
Are they your first two losses professionally?
They were the first two I had, yeah. They were.
What's that like to then have
Actually,
that?
it was my second and third loss, sorry.
What's that like to have that and then build back up? Because a lot of people won't be able to hack that.
Fucking hell. So like I was talking to this with my head coach. He was saying now obviously I'm talking about being the contender. So obviously I was the champion.
Yeah.
But there's a big stat in the UFC, and it's actually probably a big stat for most promotions, that guys that get to the belt, they lose and they never come back again.
Yeah.
They come
Their
back.
head's gone.
They do come back. They come back and fight, but they never get that same run because it's like, well, I've got to do all that work again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? All them years to get back to
Confidence
that.
knock as well?
Yeah, of course it would be, yeah.
How was that for you then?
Well, as soon as I lost my title, I said straight away, I lost that in 2019, November 11th. And I said straight away to my head coach, I was like, I want to be on the first show next year, whatever it is, put me in March.
Go straight back into
Yeah,
it.
so I got put on the show and I fought Mick Stanton, who I probably will be fighting in July against him for the belt. So I fought him, and because I took an injury in 2019 earlier in the year.
That's when I first started seeing you at the gym.
Yeah,
I think.
I got spiked on my head, and so I dislocated my AC joint, and it fucked a lot of my neck up. It's still fucked to this day. So basically I got sciatica, and I had it for about 7 months, and I had it during the fight, but it wasn't as bad as it was after the fight. My fight was in March. I didn't train for the fight because I couldn't move. And I remember saying to my coach, he's like, man, we're going to pull the fight. I was like, Chris, listen, don't pull the fight. I'll win this fight. I know I will. I just need to get there. If I get there, I'm going to be fine. So yeah, I had bad sciatica. That fucked me up. Really fucked me up. I went in, fought, won, felt great. Went in again the end of the year, 2020, fought against Craig White, just come out of UFC. He fought Neil Magny and he fought Diego Sanchez. Diego Sanchez, Hall of Famer, went to a decision. He fought Neil Magny, number 7 ranked welterweight in the world. He lost that fight, but that was on short notice. And I went in there and steamrolled Craig, put him out in the first round. So obviously I was on top of the fucking world, thinking, here we go. Then I had a little bit of shit in the 2020, do you know what I mean? A little bit of family shit, which Dad did rock the boat a little bit, you know. And obviously with me and Sid, we were starting a business, so we were starting a business and getting sued at that same time. Fuck knows, like, it's ironic getting sued, I say, because obviously it weren't even our fault. Obviously we won that case and we just put out there, we won that case. It's fucking night and day what was going on. The colour builders just taking the absolute piss, do you know what I mean? So yeah, like I was fucking being sued and fucking I had a fucking, there was a death in the family and my missus was pregnant and we had this going on and COVID was still fucking us. And for me, wrongly, I took a fight in March against Matthew Bonner thinking like, I just need this fight just to have something to clear my head from all the other shit. But like and then I'd never do that again. That was a lesson learned there, because obviously I was using fighting to hide from life and you can't. And so like I went in there like a shell of the man like I am, do you know what I mean? Like I was under eating, like I wasn't as big as I was, like I literally was walking around about 89 kilos, which is not big. Do you know what I mean? You shouldn't be fighting middleweight walking around 89. And I was wearing medium-sized t-shirts. That's not me, ever. I was wearing medium t-shirts.
I've tried my whole life to get into a medium.
So I was like fucking, I was wearing medium. I fucked myself up, bro. I was eating one meal a day. That's what I did. And you can't be training 3 times a day and eating once.
Not in the right place either.
I weren't in the right place. I was a woman. I had my bloods taken just before the fight, because you have to get our bloods taken for HIV, Hep C, Hep B. And I remember looking at them, and I looked at the nurse, actually, she was like, I have a doctor looks at my stuff, and it was like, they're not that good, mate. You're alright, what's going on? Because you looked at it saying like you're basically a woman at the moment. Your testosterone's so low and your estrogen's above it. You know, and I was emotional as fuck, like, do you know what I mean? I really emotional, I just fucked myself up. And then obviously thinking I'd go win the fight, fuck me, it was the worst thing I did. I normally feel like I can just throw people around, and I couldn't even, I was weak as piss, and lost. Obviously fucked that opportunity. I had like joe.ie, you know, joe.co.uk, them guys.
Oh
like,
yeah.
They've written an article about me, so it was like, obviously I used to live in the gym, so it was like from homelessness to the brink of the UFC, this great article. Go and lose. And then fucking I took a bit of time off there, took the rest of that year off, because I was like, I need to just get my head sorted and get straight. And at the end of the year I thought I'll go back into training, blew my knee.
That's the injury I was talking about, when you come into the gym with crutches.
So I had to then have surgery. So I was meant to fight. I was trying to fight end of November that year. I went back into Ireland in September. And that day I went over there, blew my knee, that same fucking day. So that put me out, and it put me out until literally this time last year I got asked to fight end of May. So obviously the only thing with fighting is you don't get a rerun. There's no second chance, you know. So obviously I hadn't fought him for about 14 months, so like everything felt great. Best camp I've ever had. Got myself into the best shape I've had. Like the best thing about COVID was I started lifting properly. Do you know what I mean? I had a team. I have a team anyway, but like my SNC coach, I started working with him properly in 2017, and he's done an amazing job with me. He made me a mutant. That's what he did. You know, we just started Olympic training, like Olympic lifting, and we were doing it because we started off small time because we were trying to improve my mobility. Do you know what I mean? My mobility was shite because of all these injuries I've had. Like, couldn't get into a squat, I couldn't do anything because everything was just fucking. I broke my hip as well. I broke my hip in 2017, so couldn't get into a squat. I mean, like everything's broken everywhere. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, like 2020, I started training hard, getting into it really well, and then obviously this fight came around 2021 last year with Leon. And like I said, I'm walking out, fucking feeling great. Hometown main event. Cage Warriors come here for me as well. Do you know what I mean? I was actually signed to fight in Belfast. That's where I was meant to fight. And they put this show on. They were like, "Do you want a main event?" I'm like, "Yep, let's do it." Really like good fighter. I was fighting against Leon, was fucking highly ranked. He went into the UFC after knocking me out. And yeah, like I said, I come out and I'm feeling great, like pushing him around the cage, like moving him around, and boom, lights out. And like I said, man, I just got up. Obviously, I always woke up. I was thinking I'm in the second round. So I was telling my coach, I'm like, "We're in the second round. I'm ready to fight." He was like, "No, we need to go backstage." I'm like, "Oh, that's weird." But yeah, there's just no rerun of that. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? There's no rerun. So I had to wait until the fucking end of the year to get my rerun. Like, I had to like basically switch on. And because I hadn't had the opportunity to switch on for so long, 14 months, and before that really, the fight that I had when I got beat, when I wasn't myself, it wasn't me. So it felt like a couple of years. What do I do? Like when I fought Craig White, I should have watched them fights when I fought Craig White and Mick Stanton last, because it was me with the pressure coming forward. Where I come out against Leon, it didn't really do much. I just sort of moved him around and then just got put out. So like when I fought end of last year, I was like, I can't be the same guy. I can't come out and wait. I need to just go, put the pressure on, and obviously that is my style. So I was meant to fight last month. Didn't go through. Fucking hell, you know, like it didn't
So
go
you
through.
work so hard for that like one moment in a sense, don't you?
Yeah.
And then when you can't do it, like how do you? What happens with your training after that and like your body? Because you have to meet weight, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 10 for me. Like fucking. I mean, it was after Christmas, so it was January 23rd. Jake come over to Ireland with me. He wanted to get into the training with me. I checked my weight. I was about 109.
Yeah.
And the fight was about fucking 9 weeks out. And I had to make 84.
Jesus.
I did it.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to do it.
Yeah.
So I got myself, I didn't know, I thought the fight was happening. And Wednesday morning I knew the fight was happening until I was going to the hotel. So I've been cutting weight for 7 weeks. Like you don't just fucking, once you're 109, you got to get the weight down.
Yeah. How were you doing that?
Just calorie restriction, man. Like, I'll tell you what, I don't really calorie count. So what we were doing every day is fillet steak for breakfast, 3 poached eggs, avocado.
Really?
It was that, 400 grams of potato, 3 chicken breasts. That was all I was eating. 5:30 is your last meal. Your first meal's around 10 o'clock. That was it. 2 meals a day. I'd have if I was training late at night, I'd do some liquid protein. I would never allow a meal, but I'd have a shake or something, or some aminos or something. But then getting closer to the fight, the aminos stopped, and so did the fucking whey protein, because obviously they're trying to...
Like water retention?
Yeah, and also they're trying to promote growth, or I need to almost trying to be a little bit catabolic, like start eating myself a bit, you know?
Yeah. Are you doing loads of like expending of your energy as well? Like, were you running? And
mate,
stuff
I don't run, but I try and put a lot of steps in. So I do the Garmin, so like I roughly hit about 18k a day.
Okay. That's
step-wise.
17 more than me at the moment. I'm not moving.
That's what online coaching is.
Yeah, I'm telling my clients to hit like 12, 15, and there's me just on a laptop.
On the one,
Yeah, it's so bad.
I'm hitting about 18 a day, but that's like, I'm in here this morning at 6:30 padding people. I'm doing fucking 4k just moving around padding people in the gym in the first half of my day, you know? So yeah, like that's what I'm using to like get the weight down.
Yeah.
And then also like, so again, I'm a supplement junkie. That's what my S&C coach will call me. So the amount I take 10 grams of creatine a day, 20 grams of glutamine. I take fucking amino acids, probably 60 grams of amino acids, essential amino acids a day. I'm taking high dose vitamin C, magnesium, like all. I'm taking fucking. I did put a video up yesterday. It was a year ago. We was eating lamb's heart. Well, I've got like
I saw that yesterday.
beef.
Yeah.
I've got a digestive beef, like organ complex. So it's like literally the whole of the animal in these tablets. Take them, but for me, they make me hold weight. So again, like I'm my fight week, because I was 97 on Monday. On the Wednesday I was 92. I cut all my supplements. My creatine goes, my salt goes. I take like electrolytes every day. That all gets cut out.
So your body's just holding on to loads of water and everything, and then when you stop, it just vanishes.
Just lets it come off, yeah.
How does that make you feel when? Do you notice a difference in how you feel when that all
No,
stops?
I don't.
Really?
Like, it doesn't change anything. Like, the only time I ever feel fucked is when I'm then cutting the water. But like, I don't cut that much water. Like it sounds like a lot where I'm coming from, but I've got so much room to play with. Like, I believe my cellular health is better than most people's. Like, I know it is. Like, I don't drink, and I live a certain way. I drink a lot of fucking water. Do you know what I mean? 6 to 8 litres of water every day. You know, like, I know my cellular level is healthy. So once like my body starts letting go of these supplements, water's just coming out of me. It's just pissing out of me. It's
quite handy, really.
Really handy, man. Like, the healthier you are, the better it is. You know. Yeah.
How long is like would you call it a camp like they do in boxing? How long do you have to get prepared for a fight? Is it like a 12-week thing, or is it?
It really depends. Like, it depends. I mean, it is dependent on the fighter. Like, I was saying this earlier with the guys who were filming this. Like, I'm not one of them fighters that fights and then breaks. That's what.
Loads
of guys.
That's what I was going to ask you actually.
Loads of pros do that. It's like, I've got a fight in July. I'll start training now. They finish their fight in July. Maybe have another one in October.
Yeah, okay.
So it'll take off fucking the rest of July, August, back in September.
Right.
But like, I just train every day.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
because you love it.
Yeah, it's my life. I fucking love it. Do you know what I mean? I'm in here PTing. I'm in the fucking like. Most of the time, I don't need to go to the gym to train, but I just want to go. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the one thing West City coach always say to me: is like, don't get injured. Stop being an idiot. Don't need to go.
What with like weight
Don't
training?
do this because I just want to fucking train. That's all I want to do is just fucking train. Like, doesn't matter what it is. I just want to sweat. I want to move. I want to be the best I can be. Do you know what I mean? I think being the best person I can be is through exercise. You know.
Why deep question? Why do you want to be? Why?
I want to be the ultimate human. Like, that's where the business almost comes from. Like, this business that me and Sid created is trying to make people be the best version of them. Do you know what I mean? So we can work on your physical and your mental health. That's why I want to get I've got the sauna in now. I've got the sauna. I'm trying to get a cold pool so we can you can float here. That's great for your physical and mental health. They were built for mental health, you know. I've got the sauna and the cold pool again for your physical health. We've got the interval room. We've got fucking Pilates here. We have yoga upstairs. We have every evening 2 classes a night.
Everything covered.
Everything covered. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's my passion. Like, my passion is fighting, but I think my real passion is helping people as well. Do you know what I mean? I want people to succeed. Like, when you're telling me about what you're doing, I'm like, yes. Like, I don't want to be around people that are negative and ain't fucking happy seeing other people do well.
Yeah.
I love fucking seeing people do well because probably because I've fucking come from a working class background and I'm going to be a millionaire. That's it. Like, I will be a millionaire. I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do it, but I will be. And I think that's the mindset needed. And when I hear other people are fucking winning, I'm like, yes.
Fires you up.
Yeah, fucking does, yeah. 100%. And it's all about who you're surrounded by. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I ain't surrounded by any losers. I'm surrounded by fucking winners all the time. And when
That's
you're
so
surrounded, it is. Like, you can have the greatest friends from school or the greatest friends around you, but if they're not winning, you ain't winning either.
Or at least trying.
Or trying to win.
Yeah.
That is it. You need to be just trying to bet yourself.
Yeah.
Whether it is your health. It doesn't mean money. Like, money isn't like the only way of success. Do you know what I mean? Like,
as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Family life, fucking. So many factors to success. You know what I mean? Like, I believe I'm very successful now because I don't believe I have a job. Do you know what I mean? I don't really feel like I've ever had a job. Yeah, I'm unemployed.
It's kind of like that for me as well.
Of course it is, man. That's what I said. Well, you're unemployed now.
Yeah.
When you're doing something you're passionate about and you love, you ain't working. Yeah. And it is true. You know, it does sound.
It sounds cliche,
it's
but
cheesy as fuck.
Yeah. No, it's true. I've only just noticed that myself in the last sort of 2 years, I'd say.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was like, my girlfriend was saying I'm on my phone all the time, or I was messaging, I was doing work all the time. But I didn't realise. I don't. Yeah.
Make sure this comes out this bit. That's all I ever get moaned at. Get off your phone, like, this is fucking
I've got better with it, but because it doesn't feel like work, I don't feel like working.
It doesn't feel like work,
Yeah.
but you're like, I've just fucking done that, I've made some money there, shut the fuck up. Hear that, Sid? Shut the fuck up.
Wait, we'll cut that bit out.
Don't,
Get a slap round
do
the
your
face.
thing that you do in the videos when you zoom in.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, no, I feel very successful in that, right? You know, like the money probably doesn't equate to what I do, but it will at some point. Do you know what I mean? The same as yourself, like I said, like the byproduct of what we're doing right now is that the future looks healthier.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I'm grafting right now. That's why I'm trying to fucking. Like, I'm not trying to be a busy idiot. I'm just trying to win. Do you know what I mean? And everything I feel like I'm doing right and I'm doing well. Like, the focus and the energy I've put into the gym's flying.
Yeah.
The focus and energy that I put into my fight camps, I'm flying. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm coming into the second half of my career now, which I am. But I've still got so much more to give. The guy that won that world title fucking 4 years ago now, I would kill tomorrow like that, today like that, snap his neck. Like, I know that, you know. So I still know that I've got a lot more to give and
it's all
a lot more
positive,
to improve. Yeah,
all positive, move in the right direction.
Exactly. That's it. And a little saying is like we just talk about the people you're around, like a rising tide lifts all boats. Do you know what I mean? And you just need to be, you know, one person starts leveling up and it makes you have to level up. And the truth is, if you don't level up, they're just going to fuck you off anyway.
That's a plug there, level up program.
There you go.
That's what I'm called.
Level up.
But that is why I did it though, because I was like, although I help people fitness wise, like whatever it is, to get in shape, to whatever, it is about leveling up every aspect of your life. Once you start taking care of your health, your fitness, you'll watch your work life
everything
go up. You watch your family life go up. Your confidence, everything. It's all
just
in one.
from being in shape.
Yeah, 100%. But I wish with what I do, sometimes you get people that almost sell the dream to me, being like, I want this, I want to look like this, I'm not happy, I'm not confident. I'm like, okay, cool, like this is what I do, this is the framework, I'll help you as much as possible, I'm in your corner sort of thing. But they don't have that self-belief to go and do it sometimes, or just lacking that little bit of drive. And it annoys me so much that the people have so much potential, but they're not doing anything.
They're not committed. I know, mate. I always put that down to like, I have a little saying where I'm scared to lose, so like I put everything into
got a bit of that,
and I think people are scared to win.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So I think people are scared to do it in case they're like, well, they do.
In case they do actually do it.
Yeah, they do it.
Which is weird to get your head around.
And that's why they always do that thing where, at the weekend I had this. It's always something to fall back on. That's how I see it, and I've seen that in fighting. Like, it's almost like they won't put everything into their training because they know if they lose, they've got something to fall back on. They're scared to win. They're scared to win. Where like, I am fucking scared to lose. That's why I fucking do everything I can to be a winner. Do you know what I mean? Like we were talking about, like I don't. Yesterday morning, I didn't need to go to the gym yesterday morning, but at 6:30 in the morning, I'm going to the gym. Get up and train. Do you know what I mean? I'm the only person in the fucking gym. The geezer's there cleaning the floor. I'm the only person there fucking sweating all over his floor. You know? But that's needed. That's needed for me to be successful. Like you're saying, if I'm in shape, I'm like, and people don't realise that. Like, it's hard working out. It's harder being a fat fucking mess.
100%.
It's harder.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the choices, I love eating shit food. Yeah. We all do. Yeah. But it's harder to carry around 25 extra kilograms than it is to just be a little bit like, you haven't got to be lean. You don't have to be lean. You haven't got to be fucking walking around shredded. But you just need to understand that like being unhealthy is going to make your relationship shitter. Do you know what I mean? Your missus ain't going to want to ride a fucking wow. And your kid, like I've got a kid now, I can't, again, if I'm not working out, my energy's lower. Like people don't realise that going to the gym, you get more energy. Like you basically fucking, you energise your life. By working out, you're more energised, you know?
But you're setting a good example as well.
I hope so. I mean,
it's like the work ethic side.
I say that, man. He's going around at the moment thinking he's a fucking dog. He's crawling around the floor, eating off the floor. So, I'm not sure at the moment. And he does another thing, so I'm going to show you this. Obviously, I told you about me back's fucked, so I do a lot of only when I'm walking, and so like I'll bend over and I'll do it now. I'm like, there, because they're right here, right now. Get that little slight twinge. I'm like, like, that's that. My boy will walk along and I'll have to get something. Every time, bends over.
Maybe not then. He'll have a perfect squat though.
Mate, they're doing it now. He's got a great squat, But no,
that's natural for them.
I hope he does. Like I bring him in here. Probably it isn't the right thing to do, but we bring him in on a Saturday afternoon.
How old is he?
He's 2 nearly. So he watches me train. He watches me train, and you watch him. He starts fucking trying to copy it, and he does a little. I put my hands up to him, and he's like, ush, ush. He does this now, ush, ush. But we bring him in on Saturday because on Saturday we struggle for childcare. My mum, she does loads for us, but on a Saturday we struggle a little bit because my sister has some kids and she helps there. So Sid comes over, brings him to me, and the boys are sparring on Saturday afternoon, and he just sits there and watches the boys spar. I love that. Like it's something that, and I learned this from my head coach. Like I'm never going to tell him to go to the gym. I want to go to the gym. I want him to come to me and say he wants to come to the gym. You know. But I love the fact that he's getting in and seeing it and just seeing like a different life. Do you know what I mean? Like I didn't grow up that way, so I want him to grow up. Like I want him to grow up how we feel now. I don't want him to grow up how I grew up or how you grew up. I want him to grow up at fucking 5, 6, 7 feeling how we feel right now at 30. Like I'm a killer. Do you know what I mean? That's it. And I think like by just bringing him in, letting, like again, I wasn't around this, but if you see people working out, you see people doing shit. I think that's going to be in him. That's what I have to do. You're sort of showing him that this is life instead of like, taking him to McDonald's every week. Like kids never eat McDonald's. Like I feed him fucking steak. He had salmon last night and rice. He has steak and potatoes with me. He literally doesn't eat. Like we do give him a little bit of something nice. No, he's not yet. He drinks my protein shake. So he hears the blender go and he runs in. He wants a bit of the protein shake. He drinks the aminos. Like anything you're fucking drinking, he's drinking.
That's good.
But no, he eats really well. Like I love that. In the morning he'll have avocado, scrambled egg. My mum will do him a bit of sourdough sometimes. For lunch, he normally has like fruit and yogurt. Then in the evening, he'll have, like I said, he'll eat with me and Sid. It'll either be salmon and potato or rice, steak and rice, shredded chicken. Do you know what I mean? He's just eating like a human.
Following in the footsteps.
Exactly. And I want to do that. I'm trying to instill in him. takes multivitamins. Like Charles Poliquin do a really good multivitamin for kids. And they taste delicious. Like I actually eat it myself. For us to take them, you've got to eat about 10.
Yeah.
But you do 10 easy. It's like eating fucking, you know, like sherbety little discs.
Oh yeah, like the UFO
that.
things.
No. So like the smaller ones. I think they're like refreshers. You know, like refresher tabs.
Yeah.
Tastes like that. They're fucking amazing. But they're really good. No shit in them. Like the Poliquin supplements are all pretty good. So he takes 2 of them a day. He fucking loves them. And then Nutri Advance, like they've sponsored me for a while, and they now throw in my order. They'll throw in these jelly splats, which are for kids. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They're just full of like vitamin D and magnesium. So in the morning he comes to the cupboard, points to the cupboard, wants his vitamin, he wants his jelly splat. You know,
that's cool.
He's living it. You know, like and I'm hoping that continues for him. You know, I'm hoping he sees what I'm doing and is like, that's how I'm gonna live my life. Yeah. Instead of going down the other routes, you know, like he can eat McDonald's when he wants. You know what I mean? If he wants to. But I'm trying to show him balance, I'm trying to show him exercise, I'm trying to show him, in my opinion, and again I learned this from like Chris, like you're trying to build a man. Do you know what I mean? That's my job, is to make a man out of him. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like we're on the right track right now. Apart from acting like a dog.
Apart from that.
But yeah, I mean, that's just come from our conversation. We've gone off topic there, but that was coming from what we deem success, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But there's so many factors to success, like so many factors. Lost my train of thought.
Yeah, that's fine. We can wrap that up there if it's going to be, what's the time? You've literally answered everything that I was going to ask you anyway.
Oh really?
Yeah.
No, I'll carry on chatting if you want to. You want me to ask you some questions?
I've got to go and get my teeth.
That's the James Webb podcast.
I've got to go and get my teeth whitened after this.
That's bollocks.
I like it. We should do another
one. You're getting too much fucking money, mate. If you're fucking.
Yeah. Okay.
You're getting way too much wedge if you're fucking going to get teeth whitened, mate.
I've got some.
My teeth get white. I got fucking gravestone teeth.
Yeah, I hate them. I've been saving up for a while.
And I got fucking. I mean, this got knocked out fighting. This one up here, half of that got knocked out fighting. Do you know what I mean? Fucking.
See, I haven't had that upbringing. I've been like elbowed once in my face. That's it.
I got a chip here, in the top of the tooth, from just a shot here, and a tooth. I remember feeling the chicks I had it in my mouth. I remember feeling like on my gums were like, I said, what the fuck's that? They looked at my tooth, it was starting to split. So I know fucking someone's gonna hit me, and that whole tooth's just gonna fucking. Yeah. Great.
Well, yeah,
that's coming.
I'm going to go and get these pearly whites done.
Good,
but anyway,
man,
thanks for doing this. I think we should do it again because I feel like we could chat for hours.
Oh, mate, I'd love to. Mate. Are we still on there?
Yeah.
Andy, are we still on there?
Yeah. And I feel like there's so many carryovers between this sort of thing.
100%, man.
Like, just from a health point of view, but also just getting in shape and like what it takes to get in shape. And that's it. There's going to be those similarities. You've got a very specific end goal of a fight.
Yeah.
Whereas some people that I work with, they're like, yeah, I want a six pack or I want to get in shape, but there's never that end goal. So I set an end goal, like, by this time we're going to do it. But sometimes it's hard for that urgency, whereas you've got something like, I have to, and
I have to be this way.
And then, but there are similarities.
Of course there's loads of similarities. To be fair, if someone says to me they want to get a six pack, I'd just be like, you don't need a weight train, mate, just eat better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's where that motherfucker's made, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a prime example, like we were saying, I got fucking shredded when I was cutting the weight for the fucking fight. But I'm eating like a king. Everything I'm eating, there's no byproduct. I was hardly shitting. Like I shit loads at the moment because everything that goes in comes out. I'm probably over it. And I said to my missus, she's always like, all you do is shit. Shit and train, it's truth. But like when I'm in a training camp and I'm eating like a certain weight, I'm hardly shitting because I'm literally not wasting anything. And so you get fucking shredded. Do you know what I mean? Like I was fucking lean as fucking. Right now, I'm training like a motherfucker. Like, showing me watch here, Tim. She had me watch off while I was rolling today. So I'm already up to 2.5 calories, yeah? Now, I mean, yesterday I'm fucking burning, you can see, I'm nearly 7,000 every day. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm not eating 7,000 calories, but my abs are gone because I'm starting to eat fucking what I want. Do you know what I mean? I'm nowhere near 7,000 calories, but the truth is that the abs are in the gym. Sorry, in the kitchen. They're all in the kitchen, otherwise you're pissing in the wind.
Everyone's got a six pack.
Everyone does.
Everyone's got it.
Everyone has it.
It's just hidden.
It's hidden. It's hidden by what you're fucking eating.
So all it is.
If you come with a Tim for a six pack, come get the training and the education, but just maybe go to fucking give me a chef there. Go to a good chef and just get yourself cooking better. That's it.
Oh right, go and learn how to
fucking cook. If all you want is a six pack, like that would never be my fucking goal.
Your own,
Never a goal. Like, I want a six pack. Fuck that. Like the six pack will be a byproduct of it. Training like a motherfucker, and you build a solid six pack. You'll have a little skinny six pack, won't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You want a solid six pack. You train like a motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
you level up there with Tim.
Yeah, there we go. We'll do another one in the summer if you are.
100%, bro.
And I've always said I'll come and train. You've always said come and train. I will do it.
Mate, do a float first, then we'll do a podcast.
I've done a float.
I know, yeah, but do a float before and then do a
Do
chat.
it before?
Yeah.
But just
Tim, you there?
Just in case anyone does watch this, where can they find you on like Instagram?
Oh, James Webb MMA. On all
James
social
Webb.
media, James Webb MMA, that's me.
Sick.
People will watch this, Tim.
I hope so.
People will fucking watch it. Thank you very much for having me. I feel very pleased to be on the first one.
First one, we'll do it again. Nice.
Thank you guys.
Done.
Boom.